Hey guys, going to read through the full article pretty much. There's a link in the description. Let me introduce you to this real piece of shit. C-word. Priscilla Ann Soleil, 37 years of age. What has she done? Well, let's have a look at the headline. Toddlers found hogtied and caged in supposed protective custody. Allegedly at her hands. A Texas woman has been arrested after two toddlers left in her care were allegedly found hogtied, caged, bloodied, and bruised. Priscilla Ann Soleil, 37 years of age, was charged with 2 counts of endangering a child on Tuesday, 2 days after firefighters made the horrific discovery in a San Antonio home. On Sunday afternoon, a 911 dispatcher received a call from a woman asking to check on her grandchildren, whom she said were locked in a bedroom. When firefighters forced their way inside, they found a 1-year-old girl with her wrists and ankles bound together, according to the arrest affidavit. She had a black eye and a bloodied lip. That's a 1-year-old girl. Her wrists and ankles bound together. She had a black eye and a bloodied lip. Let me introduce you once more to Priscilla Ann Soleil. What a fucking whore. A 2-year-old boy wearing a heavily soiled diaper, meanwhile, was trapped inside a playpen that was completely covered by a changing table and a baby carrier. According to the affidavit, Soleil had temporary custody of the children because their biological parents are being investigated by Child Protective Services due to concerns of physical abuse. So the children were taken away from their own mother by Child Protective Services, seemingly because there was concerns of physical abuse. And some genius, I'm being facetious, some genius, administrator, bureaucrat, no doubt, thought it would be a good idea to allow this fucking C-word, Priscilla Ann Soleil, look after the 2 very young children, a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old. Let me remind you, the 1-year-old was found with her wrists and ankles bound together, with a black eye and a bloodied lip. The 2-year-old got off lucky. I say that facetiously. I don't mean any disrespect, but the 2-year-old, it's not as bad as being hogtied, but he was trapped inside a playpen that was completely covered, which would be a danger, and he was also heavily soiled. It is unclear how Soleil was given custody. According to a CPS representative, she is not a licensed foster care parent in the state of Texas. As per the Department of Family and Protective Services, whenever a child is placed with a guardian, they must pass a background check and have a judge's approval. Well, that seems to be pretty thorough, to have a background check, a judge's approval. What happened? What the fuck happened in this case? According to the outlet, Soleil has faced a number of criminal charges, including aggravated assault with a deadly weapon dating back to 2002. However, all charges were dismissed through a combination of deferred adjudication, insufficient evidence, or missing witnesses. As she was being taken into custody, Soleil protested her innocence. Oh, you're innocent, are you? There was a 1-year-old in your possession. You were the guardian of a temporary guardian of that 1-year-old, and she was in your custody, whatever the correct term is, apologies. And she was hogtied and caged with a black eye and a bloodied lip. And you're innocent. What the fuck happened then? What happened? Were they the CPS officers? They were just hallucinating, were they? So the 1-year-old, these are all lies, are they, Priscilla? These are all made-up hallucinations, is that right? The 1-year-old was perfectly fine, was she? She wasn't really hogtied and caged. She didn't really have a black eye or a bloodied lip. You're innocent, right? And the 2-year-old, also wasn't in the state that he was in, heavily soiled, in an inappropriate, unsafe playpen. Of course you're innocent, obviously. But according to Soleil's father, Billy, his daughter would never hurt a child. Oh yeah, obviously. Well, let's take your word for it, father. He insisted she was helping the mother watch the children and that someone else was responsible for harming them. Well, who's the someone else then, father? Billy? Here's a quote from Priscilla's father. The kid she's taken into her home out of the kindness of her heart is because that's the kind of person she is. Now, this sensationalized version that's been portrayed on her is totally inaccurate. Look, father, Billy, father of Priscilla, why would anyone sensationalize this? Well, I mean, she either, the baby girl, the 1-year-old, either was hogtied and caged, she either did have a black eye and a bloodied lip, or she didn't. You know, why should we believe you, the father, and not the professionals concerned, that I presume are the CPS representatives? Back to the article. If Soleil is found guilty of child endangerment, she faces a maximum prison sentence of 2 years, which, according to San Antonio Police Chief William McManus, isn't quite enough. No shit, William. 2 years is not a fucking enough for this horrendous C word. 2 years for hog tying a 1-year-old child. Soleil is being held on a $150,000 bond, $75,000 for each child. The children are now back in the care of CPS. Police also found a 5-month-old sibling safe at a different home. Well, that's a fucking relief. I have skipped a little bit of the article where it talks about the mother. And the mother's shocked by this treatment. But there are question marks about maybe, arguably, the mother was somehow responsible, somehow aware of the treatment that the two toddlers, were facing. So we don't really know. But there is a link in the description if you wanted to read through all of those details. So I'm going to wrap things up there. What a fucking hideous C word. I'm not going to apologize for the fruity language. This is disgusting, so I'm disgusted. And I'm sure you are too. Anyway, there's the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out my live stream, etc.